Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever part of the world you are. Happy to connect with you back for one more interesting session from Babu for Heritage. First of all, wishing you all a happy Diwali and Festival of Lights and the Gujarati New Year accounting and Lakshmi Puja. In this auspicious day, last year I started a food heritage related series and I did a session on halwas. So that received a raving feedback, and the people wanted to continue this series in a longer way with more interesting culinary subjects. So the popular choice was the quintessential all-age food biryani. So today, in Diwali day, we are going to talk about the special food. Now it has become the special food for Hindus also. So most of the houses either they cook biryani or order biryani. So we are going to talk about the science of biryani, the history, geography, physics, chemistry, and the biology ingredients, and also the interesting processes, culinary processes of this. As part of the festival series on Diwali's festival, like last year, this year we are going to talk about biryani, the one dish which is loved by all ages, even though prohibited for many. This is another single dish, but it has got million flavors all over the country. So it has got an interesting history, which we will explore. When we talk about biryani, where it came from. So let us explore the root and how it came into North India. When we talk about the etymology, the experts refer to the Persian origin of the names. The Persian brinj means rice, Persian Biryan means to fry or roast, and the barista is to roast, in particular onions. Still, even now, we call the roasted onions as birista, B-I-R-A-S-T-A, birista, which is of Persian art. Interestingly, not only Persia, many countries in the Mesopotamia region has rice cooked with meat for a long time, primarily because that region is the only region in South uh, West and the West Asia which has got abundant rice cultivation. So from there, Persians brought pulao to Mughals during 16th century. Pulao is a, a dumpal and cook in one shot kind of a dish. This Mughals refined into a model biryani with the three distinct variations, starting from uh, the Mughalai, later on going out to Lucknowi or Awadhi and Hyderabad. So the Mughalai, Awadhi, and Hyderabadi all have distinct variations in terms of spiciness, in terms of the way it is cooked and the ingredients. So this shows in Akbar's court various dishes along with the biryani kind of rices are being distributed. And when we talk about the detailed documentation, from 15th century onwards, we find references related to biryani. The first one coming in 15th century prior to Mughals, where they talk about Nimitnama-i Nazir al-Din Shah. So that is a book of delights which talks about biryani like prices. Again, during Akbar's period, his Aini Akbari talks about biryani like food being served in imperial banquets. Later on, Aurangzeb, in his letters called the Rukaiti Alamgiri, he mentions about his love for the simple Qubooli biryani. What is Qubooli biryani? We'll see later. Again, still 1 century later, in 18th century, during Bahadur Shah Zafar's period, Rana Safi compiled old Mughalai cookbooks and the biryani cuisines into a comprehensive cookbook kind of a thing, which is a very good reference. Thus, we know that the biryani came to North India in 16th century. Now come to South. Let us go back in time to Sangam period, which is normally accepted thing is 3rd century before Common Era to 2nd century. And now based on the latest evidences, it is getting stretched still earlier. So during Sangam period, there are a lot of poets, lot of poems, Purananuru and Agananuru. Interestingly, we get mentioned about biryani-like phrases in this songs and ballads. I am showing few of the examples. The first one, poet Baranar, and he is talking on the chair and Chengutam, one of the three major kings of Tamilnadu. He is giving a feast to soldiers. Sor வேறு என்ன ஊன் திவை அடிசில் ஒடா பீடர் உள்வழி இருத்து. So he talks about ஊன் திவை அடிசில். ஊன் means meat. So he is not able to distinguish between what is the meat and what is the rice. So it is a mixed food. Similarly, poet Kabilar, he again talks about one more Charan, Cheraman Selva Kadungo Valiyatan. He is again in the Sangam period. புலவு நாட்டத்த பைந்தடி பூ நாட்டத்த புகைப்பொடி ஊன் துவை கறி சோறு உண்டு வருந்து தொழில் அல்லது திருத்தொழில் அறியாகும். The context is the chairman is asking why your shoulders and hands are so weak. So the poet Kabila says that in your audience, I have been eating the meat which has whose smell has been refined by flavoring and aromatics, and I am eating your biryani. Oon tuvai curry soru. That is meat plus minced meat plus curry soru, mutton kind of a thing, and varundu. This is a fry item. So he is talking again one more reference. Same Kabilar, he is talking about one of the 7 great Vallals, this is philanthropist of Tamil Nadu, called Pari. So he was closely tied up with Pari. Now Pari is no more. So he is talking about the kind of food he has eaten with you. Now I am not able to see. Here the mention is Kolunduvai wound sorum. He talk about mutton with some huge amount of fat and the meat rice. The fourth reference is poet Babu. He is talking about Cholan Nalankilli. There he is also referring Oon Sotru. Oon Sotru Amalaipan Kadumbaruthum Semmatru Ammanin Webmane Irke. Again, all this is from Purananuru Paditipattu and all these segments. So this is a visual of how the chair of Chengutwan is giving peace to the soldiers. This is a AI generated. Here, if you see the terms which has been mentioned, the Woon Tuvai Adisal is something similar to your minced kaima kind of a biryani, where you can't differentiate between the rice as well as the small pieces of biryani. Then when it's coming to the Untuvai Karisu, this is again fried rice or biryani and chicken 65. So the chicken 65 is not something which is invented by Buharis. Even in Sangam period, you have chicken 2 BCE. So chicken fried has been there for a long time. Similarly, Kodanduvai Wound Soru. This is pulao with chunks of meat in it. And then it is cooked in the fat. The final one, Wound Soru, is a clear equivalent of our meat-based biryani. So what it conveys, even from Sangam period, we had been cooking biryani and biryani type of minced meat equivalents. So now if you look back at this, the biryani has journeyed and has taken a full circle. Let us see how. This is a map of the journey to the west on how the rice cultivation out of East Asia, which is the grade areas, how it has been migrated to various parts of the world and how later it was considered in the BC. So the dark brown ones were rice cultivation during early days, and the white one is after the first century CE. If you look at this, the Tamil Nadu has been doing trade with Arabians from 3rd century BCE onwards. Okay. So as part of the trade, the meat and the rice-based pulao would have moved to Arabia and then to Persia and then later come back to India with a refinement of Dampat. So possibly from Tamil Nadu, it has been moved to Arabia because in Arabia they don't have rice. So if they want rice, either they purchase from there or they buy it from here. So when they are buying the spices like pepper and other things, they might have also taken the rice-based pulao or woonsoru kind of food. Later on from here, it also extended to the rice cultivated areas in Mesopotamia. And from there, through Persia, it reached Mughalais in Delhi. And from Delhi, it goes to Lucknow and then Calcutta and then lands in Hyderabad. And finally, Chennai gets your modern day biryani equivalent in 19th-20th century, where it has become a popular food. So the biryani might have taken a full circle, starting from here in 2nd, 3rd century BCE, and then moving all the way, landing back in North India around 16th century, and coming back. Again, this is with a codicil or a warning saying that there have been multiple instances of the armies getting the meat and rice as a mixed food. So again, there might be evidences in other areas which we don't know. But here we have very clear evidences and documented content on this. Now, having seen the origin and circle of biryani, now we come to the god of biryani. So everything we have a pattern set. And normally in South India or in North India, we give our food to God as an offering. In addition to the normal vegetarian food, in some cases we offer meat. In some cases we do sacrifice of animals. And interestingly, in some situations in South and particularly in Rajasthan and other areas, we offer liquor also to the god. This is a scenario where biryani is given to the god as an offering. This is the rural village deity called Muniandi, in Vadakkambatti area. This is one of the popular rural deities. So, Vadakkambatti Muniandi is touted as the god of biryani. Let us see why. This village near Madurai had been suffering due to famine and other things, and then they were not clear on this one. So, when they were praying with God through symbols and signals, it says that they are requested to go into the restaurant business. So, accordingly, the first Munandi villas was started in Karaikudi in 1935, where they offered military style biryanis, like all non-veg hotels. It's a pure non-veg hotel where biryani and all side dishes are given. And it prospered into any number of branches. We have around 200 branches now, Muniandi villas, and in Southeast Asian countries also. But for the people of Vadakkambatti who started various Muniandi villas, biryani is very divine. So once in a year, for a 2-day, 3-day festival, they come to their own village, Vadakkambatti, from all over the world to thank the god for showing them the way. So what they do is everybody offers goat, chicken, and rice and other things, and it is cooked and submitted to the god and taken as a prasadam for everybody. So from day onwards, they start the cooking, and by night the puja happens, and early morning everything is distributed as prasad. So it is a grand time where all the relatives, all the restaurant owners consolidate together and have a great family time. So we pray to the god of biryani, Muniandi, and we start our culinary journey into biryanis. So this is one of the oldest chains of military. In that area, only military people used to have non-veg. So non-veg hotels had a naming convention called military hotel. So Muniandi Villas was one of the oldest military hotel chains, started in 1935. Now it is 200 plus. All the owners are from a particular village, all are related to one another, and they are well known for giving affordable, tasty, spicy food. And you go to any other major town, you will find one Munandi Villas functioning there. Now, having prayed to the god, now let us analyze the chemistry of biryani. It has been wrongly mentioned as halwa from cut paste earlier one. So, please ignore halwa and treat this as biryani. And this is the halwa I am giving. So, when we talk about biryani, it is a combination of several ingredients: rice, meat, the chilies which gives a hotness, and other items which gives a flavor, and aromatics which gives the nice smell. And all this is merged together with soy sauce of oil. So when we bring everything together in the right ratio, in the right process, what you get is biryani, the ultimate food. So let us analyze what kind of possible options are there for each of these. In terms of rice, it can be done in rice, mostly run, but need not be rice alone. You can use it in semolina, which is your semia, or rava, or string hoppers, which is called in Tamil as idiyappam, or rice noodles. All this can be used in the place of rice, and still you get different flavored, different structured biryanis. In terms of meat, biryani means automatically the protein is thought of as meat only. But not only meat, you can create tasty biryanis using soya chunks, mushroom, dal balls, bonda, like that. Coming to the third component, the chilies. Usually red chilies are used, sometimes green chilies, Black pepper is famous in South and in Kerala. Again, one more, two twins are ginger and garlic. They go together. But in biryani, in some other things, by balancing these in a different way, you get different flavors. For flavoring, we use fried onion, curd for softening, tomato or lime. These three are softening agents. Fried onion adds a lot of barista, adds a lot of flavor. Similarly, aromatics, we have a lot of aromatics. This list is endless. I have put spices in one line, but it is a huge collection of various things like your patri and Annasimukku and the bay leaf. A lot of collections are there. So again, coriander and pujana are freshly cut added. Rose water saffron added in biryani. Again, in terms of oil, usually non-veg mostly it cooks in animal fat along with some amount of refined oil. Some of the richer biryanis you use ghee and coconut oil is used in Kerala and ginger oil is used in some parts of Tamilnadu. So by varying the various inputs and mixing and match, you tend to get any number of different flavored biryanis. Now, what we have seen now is only the inputs. How to mix them in the proper sequence, that itself there are variations. So this is the culinary engineering part of biryani. How do we mix the available components in the proper sequence? So we have the meat and rice. There are two methods possible. One is a mixed method, which is pulao model, where you mix everything and cook. There are also two variations. One is the OPOS, where one part, one shot kind of a thing, where everything is cooked in a same vessel. For a good example is a cooker biryani. The other option is dum ada. That is, you cook something and then put it on dum. Dum means you put heat on top and other things and allow the heat to trigger the soaking of flavor into the rice. Again, most of the south side, they follow the pulao method in bulk, maybe due to the origin from here and export into Saudi and other areas, Arabian countries. So bulk south process is clearly mixed bulk process where only at the end we do little dum. Whereas when it comes to the North Indian route, which is the biryani proper route, it has got two methods. One is the PAKKI method where the meat and rice is half cooked and mixed along with the other ingredients and that is kept into dum. A good example is the Mughalai biryani and the Talaseri biryani. There is another complex method where the rice is minimally cooked and the meat is raw along with the things. So meat becomes a bottom layer. On top of it, various layers of rice are structured. This requires lot of cooking time and it is slow cooking. The Lucknowi, Kolkata and the Dhakiya, these varieties are predominantly of the KACCHI variety. So we have two major sources. One is the pulao South Indian route and it's a biryani North Indian route. And here four major processes and various varieties of biryanis. Then we will see one by one. The first process is the OPOS process where you are using only one pot and in one shot we are cooking everything. So this is what we do at home. Now in modern homes, we do it in cooker. Even our pongal is being done in cooker only. So no wonder biryani is in cooker. Here I have done one classification on whether what class it is. It is pulao or biryani class and what kind of process it is following, what type of rice, and what protein is input, and what kind of chilies is used, what are the flavoring agents, and aromatics and oil. So, in each of the sides, you'll be seeing variations of this input as you go along. So, when you talk about cooker biryani, it is very simple, ready in 30 minutes. And if you do the ratios perfect, it doesn't stick and comes cleanly. The ratio normally what I follow is for 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of water, and 50 ml or 60 ml of oil. That is 3 teaspoons of oil. Here, if you are using mutton or any hard meat, instead of having OPOS, you may need to cook the mutton beforehand, and with the mutton, you will do the other preparations. When we see it in a visual way, you have the cooker. In this, you put the oil first. In the oil, you put all the aromatics and then fry it so that the flavor gets dragged into the oil. And then you add the flavoring like onion and garlic and ginger and other things. Once that is cooked, you put the chilies, and after everything is done, you put the cooked mutton or any kind of meat or vegetables and fry this also. And after this, you put the rice and fry the rice also for some time. Once everything is done, add the measured amount of water and give it for 2-3 whistles. The cooker is closed and you give it for 2-3 whistles. Once the food is ready, you take it and serve. So it is as simple, 30 minutes over. But the catch is, if you miss one step, you are gone. This is how what you expect a perfect biryani, which is separate loose and other things. And many times it will come out as a pool or a gel or collagen kind of a thing. So the trick is, once you have put whistle, don't watch serials. You may miss whistle count. And put it on medium flame, not on very high flame or not on very low flame, so that the heat uniformly gets to the upper layer. If you want a dry biryani, not juicy one, you can put one more whistle, but release the steam so that by sudden decrease in pressure, all the water content quickly goes to the boiling point and immediately evaporates. That is the physics involved. So again, the trick is, if you just like that you serve, the biryani will not be evenly mixed. So what you need to do is vertical cut, spread it horizontally so that it mix well and separated. Whenever you see it, it is always better to take it undercooked than overcooked. If it is undercooked, you always have a remedy. Just put for some more time or take it out and put it in microwave. But overcooked, you are gone. Interestingly, this process is nowadays even adopted by hotels for their optimized options, where they have got all the ingredients ready and they put it in small cooker, do a whistle, 2 whistle, 3 whistle, and deliver it hot. The advantage is that they don't cook too much of biryani and waiting it for this to be sold. Now, we have the second biryani process. This is called dammada. What it means is that there is some amount of cooking and after that it goes into the dum process. If you take south, we have any number of varieties, but all of them follow the commercial large processes, always follow this dammada process. So it uses any meat, any protein, and any green chilies. This is a common version. Again, this is suitable for very large scale cooking and adapted when you have in a hotel or when you have feast for 100 people, so on. This is the way it is cooked. Again, it is cooked in 2 ways. One, The masala gravy is prepared. Then, like how we do it in cooker, add the water and then uncook the rice. And when the rice is around three quarters ready, then stop the bottom fire. The other option is prepare meat and masala and add half cooked rice and mix it so that it directly goes into them. So the once the rice is around three quarters cooked, you need to close the lid and seal and move the fire or the coals to the top so that it goes into the dum. Let us see it visually. So in a large dexa or a vessel, you pour oil and then you fry aromatics, add flavoring, and then put chilies. And once that is done, you also put the meat so that the meat is half cooked. Then you add water, the relevant amount of water, and make it to a boil. Then only you are adding rice. This is a variation from the earlier pressure cooker where we used to fry the rice earlier and then add relevant water. Here we keep the water first and then add the rice. And once the rice is around three quarters boiled, you put the dum on top. And then after 20-30 minutes, it is removed. So you get a high volume biryani. Again, the trick is this is having lot of internal heat. So you need to cut vertically, do some slight mixing, and this is the tricks of the biryani master, how he breaks it into the individual strands and then serves it in a nice platter to you. So in this model, in Tamil Nadu, there are four major flavors of biryani. And the top biryani brands are Star Biryani, and then Talapakattu Biryani, and then Talapakattu uh, Rautar Biryani, and Seramara. These are the top volume brands in Tamil Nadu. Each follow a distinctive style. So let us analyze the culinary aspects in terms of rice, ginger, garlic, spices, pungency, side dish, and color, and the community. What kind of communities follow this kind of cooking? The oldest one is Amber Biryani, which uses Siraga Samba, and this is known for more garlic. And spicing is mild and limited red chilies. And the Bangan Bhatta is given as a side dish. The color is amber yellow. Typically Northern Muslim style. And the Arcad and other areas, they got the biryani receipt from the Hyderabadi side, and this is how it is followed. The second variation from the south side, north side to the south side Muslims, the Talapakattu Ravatar biryani. There he uses long grain basmati. Ginger and garlics are balanced and little, minimal spice, minimal red chilies, and the color is orange red. And this is called a typical Tamil Muslim style biryani. In most of the southern side Muslim families, they cook this kind of a simple, beautiful biryani. Then the next commercial biryani is Dindigul Talapakatti. There they use a Zira rice, Siraga Samba, a special variety called Parakam Chittu. There garlic and ginger are very minimal. In spices, they follow the roast and grounded spices which are fried in oil. That's why it gives the grayish brown kind of color. And they use pepper and green chilies. And they use dalcha as a side dish. Most of the South Indian homes follow this kind of a biryani where the biryani is a little sticky or they do it in normal rice also. The fourth commercial variation is Salem Marad biryani, which is a long grain basmati they use. And then here it is opposite of Amber biryani where the ginger is more. And this guy fries full spices in fried oil so that we can pick and trash this. and more of a red chili, so it gives a brownish red color. Many of the Christian families in Tamil Nadu cook in this kind of biryani with more chilies and more ginger. So, four major brands, four major flavors, four different communities. Let them see one by one. Ambursar biryani, the focus is jeera rice and heavy use of garlic. Started 1890, and this is how it looks like a yellow orange. So Hussein Beg started it in 1890 at home, and his son started a hotel Khurshid, and his son-in-law created the first Rahmaniya biryani, and his son started the Star Biryani brand in 1990. From there, they went expanding non-stop. So they use Siraga Samba so that the flavor and grain is different. More of garlic and side Bangan Bhatta. It's one of the large chains. In Tamil Nadu itself, in Chennai 14 and rest of Tamil Nadu 20, Bangalore 80, in Dubai. So it is one form of biryani which started in Ambur and it is spread all over the place. The second Muslim style biryani is the Tamil Muslim biryani branded by Rautar Talapakattu. He started in 1950 in an unstructured way and started selling. And there are many generic collections. But the Talapakattu Rautar, who was having a headband, fought a case against Dindikal Talapakattu, who was also having a headband for the same Talapakattu brand. Ultimately, he lost it. And the Talapakattu brand, Talapakattu Rautar brand, didn't prosper well after this. But again, a lot of clones in the market. They primarily use basmati rice and they balance ginger and garlic in a nice way. And this is the preferred Tamil Muslim biryani in most of the South homes. Then the fourth variation is the Dindikal Talapakatti, which is the most popular biryani in India in terms of turnover. This is a Hindu style biryani where the rice is special and the aromatics are ground spices. So this is how it looks like, a grayish brown kind of a thing. So Talapakatti Naidu, Nagasami, started a small biryani house in the Dindakal Bazaar and it started becoming famous. So by 2000, they had a clash with Talapakatti Ravatar and finally the case went for 5 years and finally he won the case. And from there, his popularity started soaring. His unique proportion is the usage of Sriraga Samba and the good quality boneless meat from Paramati cattle market and roasted spices. So that is how this color comes in. And they use some more pepper so that the flavor is slightly different. And interestingly, for side, he gives daksha, which is like a sambar with mutton bones in it. Again, in terms of biryani market turnover, he is the number one in India, 408 crore sales, 2.5 lakhs customer per year, and 42 restaurants. The ultimate one is from Tamil. The fourth one is a Christian style biryani, the Salem Arad biryani, which started in 87. So it is known for more ginger flavor and more red chilies. So this is how it looks like. This is R.R. Tamil Selvan, who started a roadside shop in 1987 based on the mother receipt. And in 98, he started the Salem biryani. They use more basmati rice and more ginger and red chilies. The interesting thing is he operates in the FOCO model. This is the franchisee own company operated model where the cooking and everything is delivered by him and then they sell it on their own premises. So he is the number one, number two in the market with 25 plus restaurants, net worth of 408 crores. Sales is around 150 crores. So he is a big guy and he handles a lot of catering services for big political parties and other. Now, from Tamil Nadu, we are moving over to Mumbai. Mumbai is famous for commercial biryani, which is under Belpuri model. What is Belpuri model? You have a collection of items, and then whatever combination you ask, that the shop owner gives it and that charges you. So you can have any number of combinations in it. That is how it operates. So again, it is a Aadha dum process where mixing is done. Predominantly basmati. This is how it looks like. The secret is it caters to the fast-paced life of commercial district, and then they get quick hard biryani and the maximum variety with the minimal cost. The cost of the biryani is low because they maintain minimal inventory. Fully cooked inventory is very minimal. All ingredients are cooked readily. So the customer comes in and selects what is the rice, whether it is chicken, mutton, and the dressing he wants, and the spice, whether spicy, medium, and everything. So they put all the ingredients accordingly, fry it in a hot tawa, so that some amount of the masala is going inside, but most of the masala will be coating the rice because the rice is cooked and it is like your Chinese fried rice kind of a variation in biryani. But the advantage is very quick, very ready. You can decide any variation you want and comfortable. Now, from Bombay, we come to Karnataka. Here we have a variation called Donne biryani. What is Donne? It is a banana leaf, dried banana leaf. So there, the interesting thing you see is the chilies they use, the flavoring of the thing, and pudina. So you can see this is a gray color, brown we have seen. Now it is kind of a green color. It comes along with the pudina chutney, and this is given on a dry banana leaf kind of a cup. So the color comes from freshly ground coriander, green chilies, and mint. So they use either jeera samba rice or very fine raw rice. They served in the donne also adds to the flavor. Some of the popular brands in Bengaluru are Shivaji Military, which has been there for 1935, Chickpet Donna Biryani. That entire area is full of biryani shops, 1975 onwards. Everybody says that I am the first. So again, that's interesting options. Now from Karnataka, moving to Kerala. Kerala got two distinct biryanis. One is a Talaseri biryani, where it is layering happens with a yellow rice and a white rice and meat on bottom. But an interesting variation of Talaseri biryani is the Kili biryani, where it is wrapped in a banana leaf. There, he used zira rice and then pepper is used as a chili and banana leaf packaging and nutmeg is one of the predominant ones. In many cases, they use coconut oil also. So this is how it looks. So the entire thing is packed in banana leaf. All the ingredients is packed in a banana leaf and boiled. So we use fine basmati and it is cooked ghee rice, mutton, chicken, masala, boiled egg, everything is packed here, fried, and then as a potlam, it is steamed in a cooker or a vessel, like how you bake idli. It is steamed for some time so that it is a modified dum process. And the flavors get soaked in, and after 20 minutes, they take it up and then they deliver it at the dining table and you eat it hot. This is Kili Biryani. Next, from Kerala, we move to Telangana. Telangana, you have a Parda Biryani. Parda means curtain. So it means that we need to put a parda on our head and then eat the biryani without seeing it. No, it is not so. The biryani is covered, not you. And there again, they use red chilies and spices. This is how it looks like. So you can see it is not a bun. So what they do is a thin layer of dough is created. On inside it, the biryani, rice, mutton, masala, everything is layered, and then entire thing is closed and baked like a bun or bread in the oven or kept in the stove top where it is heat. Once it is cooked for 15-20 minutes, the whole thing is served in the table and opened. You get the heat, you get the aroma, and it is a very good experience. The advantage is you can also eat a thin crust like a roti. It's a very popular dish in Hyderabad, and one of the famous restaurants is Dine Hill Restaurant in Hyderabad. Other variation in Andhra is the MLA Potlam Biryani. Andhra is famous for MLA series of foods where the MLA means member of legislative assembly, the powerful member. So he needs strong food. So already there is a MLA dosa, which is a long one. And then there is a one more dish called MLA pesarat. In the normal pesarat, instead of our aloo masala, they put this much of upma. So only an MLA can eat that much of food in one shot. So other variation is the MLA Putlam Biryani. See the volume. Again, like the earlier dough flavored Parda Biryani, instead of the dough, here we are using omelette. So a basic omelette is prepared. In the middle, you get the biryani and other things stacked, and the omelette is partially closed, and then the whole thing is again cooked for some more time. Usually, they use mutton keema and prawns as a stuffing along with the basmati biryani. So again, it is served hot to the table, and you can open, cut it, and eat it in a small way. Advantage is the omelette is also used as a side dish in addition to being the covering. One of the popular restaurant is a spicy venue in Hyderabad. So we can also try this at home. So having seen two types of biryani, one the pulao type of cooker biryani, the other one mixed dum, adha dum kind of an bulk biryani, and around 10 varieties in South India. We are going to the North Indian biryanis, the layered process, PAKKI biryani. When I say PAKKI, this is already cooked, prepared, and mixed. This process is a very slow process. The advantage is that it seals aroma inside in the dum. So what it does is, you take a huge pot and then you put oil in it, and then you fry the aromatics, and then you fry the flavoring, and you also add the chilies, and then keep it ready. Parallelly, the meat is cooked, and once it is cooked, only the meat is taken and put over here to mix with the chilies and aromatics. The yakni, the soup water, is kept separate. Once this is mixed for some time, then we parallelly cook the rice to a 75% cook, and then that is also put on top of this. Once it is layered, this masala rice alternately layered, and finally the yakni water is sprayed from top so that it percolates downwards and then adds the cooking process. Once this is done, the heat is stopped and then the lid is closed with a dough for sealing the aroma, and a strong heavy lid is sealed on top. Then a slow aroma cooking happens in which the dum process absorbs all the masala and other things into the cooked rice, and even the yakni water is also absorbed. What they want is to avoid the steam going out. They also put a cloth or a towel before they close it so that all the water is absorbed in the towel instead of dripping back. So this is the common process for the pakki pre-cooked biryani, which is popular in the north. Let us see what are the good biryani brands which use this style. The first one which landed from Persia is the Mughalai dum biryani. So it uses the layered method, pakki, and then it uses red spices and all the things. So this is how it looks like. So you can see the layering, different colors of biryani, the meat nicely cooked, and along with other things. So among the three pakki biryanis, this is the rich and creamy one with a lot of marinated curd, almond paste, and other things which are used to marinate the meat. And a lot of spices and nuts are also added. When I go to Delhi, due to its impact from Mughalai period, each area around the mosque there are any number of Mughalai biryani shops. In Nizamuddin, we have huge bulk biryanis which are supplied for giving it to devotees of the Nizamuddin Dargah. Babu is another biryani which uses green chilies. Interestingly, achari biryani. We usually use achar for some of the things as a touching thing like urga. Whereas this biryani is called urga biryani or achari pickles. In Jammu Masjid, there is a old shop called Kareem which is there from 1913. When I come to Red Fort area, Chandri Chowk or the area, Tawfiq Dil Pasand is one of the popular. So this is the method or dum biryani which started the biryani revolution in the later 16th century. You thought biryani means only vegetarian, non-vegetarian, and only meat. Interestingly, you have vegetarian biryani also, and that too for Muslims. There are two varieties, Qubooli biryani and Bonda biryani. So they use chana dal and bonda for this. So this is the Qubooli biryani, and this is the bonda biryani. So the Qubooli biryani is a vegetarian alternative. When we are doing fasting in Ramzan period, for the vegetarians, it is a very light alternative for breaking the fast. So it uses cooked chana along with 80% cooked basmati rice and flavoring, and it is put into them. So the resultant is a very light, beautiful biryani, which is easily digestible with very minimal oil. The second variation is the bonda biryani. In South, for Shia Muslims during Muharram, they don't take non-veg for 10 days. So during the period, and particularly on Muharram day, they prepare a biryani. Instead of meat, they use bonda. This is our popular Tamilnadu bonda, which is created with besan flour, spices, minced onion, and other things. So the bonda is prepared first, and this is mixed along with the 80% cooked rice and other things, and put it into dum. So the bonda accepts some flavors, and it also releases its flavor to the biryani, and it is a fantastic thing. Last year, during Muharram celebration, I happened to go on a tour on all the mosque at that location, and I happened to taste it. in Chennai Thousand Lights Mosque. It is a photo taken there. From Delhi, you go to Gujarat. There is a Memoni or KACCHI biryani, which comes from Sindhi, which is again another route taken from the Persian side. So this is one of the spiciest biryanis with the green chilies and no tomato. So this is how it looks like, a sample biryani. And this is being prepared by Sindhi-based Memoni trading community who came from Sindh and then they embraced Islam in the 15th century. So this is one of the spiciest biryani with very hard pungency. How it is brought by green chilies. And the lamb or mutton is pre-cooked, added with yogurt, fried onion, and potato is a must to balance the spiciness. And they don't add any tomato or food coloring. So that this looks very simple and neat. But don't underestimate it. Like green chilies, when you eat it, you won't feel it. But after some time, it will hit you and it will hit very hard. And the spiciness is very high. The next, from the west end to the total east end, we are going to northeast. Northeast, we have the Kamapuri bamboo biryani. What is bamboo? Are they cooking bamboo in biryani like Thai? Yes, in an extent. So they use special rice and they use chilies, green chilies, bamboo shoots. So this is how it looks like. So earlier, Adivasis there used to cook the meat and other things inside bamboo with the spices. Later on, they also tried to fix the fuller mixed rice in this. It is very popular in northeast and tribal areas where you get an abundance of bamboo. This is flavored with the local herbs and they use bamboo shoots, fermented bamboo shoots. They cut it up, soak it for some time, and then it turns into a thing like how you use your germinated cereals. They use a regional rice, Johar rice, or millets is also used. So this gives a totally different flavor of the biryani. Another interesting thing is they use pork meat. That is a popular one in Northeast. Now we have seen four varieties of the layered PAKKI biryani. Now we come to the last process, layered process of KACCHI biryani. So this is a KACCHI dum biryani. This requires the most concentration, experience, and everything because you put all the ingredients, seal it, and we don't know whether it is cooked, undercooked, overcooked, and everything has become a kanji. It is purely by experience. And the expertise matters a lot. Again, it can be done in all process. It is a very slow process so that the aroma and flavor is steeped into the oil, the rice, and the meat is like you can just shake it, and all the pieces will fall from the bone, and the rice will be totally transparent. And again, the aromatics are used by chilies and other things flavored in rice. So what you take is again take apart, and then you put oil and you fry aromatics, flavoring, and keep it ready and add chilies. So it will come into a nice paste with the oil coming out. At that point, you are adding uncooked marinated meat. Normally, marination happens with all the flavoring and other things, and it is kept overnight. The uncooked meat is added on top. Okay, and on top of it, 50% cooked rice because it is going to be a longer period. The rice is cooked only 50% and it is layered. So there is no yakni water, nothing. So this is the exact amount, and the rice is cooked out of the water coming out of the meat. So the entire thing, as usual, we spray some ghee and rose water and other flavors, and this is, as usual, sealed with a heavy lid, and it is put on slow dum. It is done on a very mild heat so that it slowly expands. And since the meat is settled on the bottom, it is ensured that it doesn't stick to the vessel or it get burned. Usually, to avoid this, they also put a layer of potato on the bottom so that it gets roasted and it is not getting burned. So this is the standard process. This is the most complex process in biryani. So in this, the first variation is the Lucknowi Awadhi biryani, which is a pure dum cooked biryani where it is dum based sipping. So this is how a fine Lucknow biryani looks like. So the legend is that this was invented by the kings and others observing workers who used to go to the work in the morning and come back only in the evening, and they don't have time to cook when they come back. So what they do is they mix rice and meat and seal the pot and put it under coal embers and cover the entire thing in sand. So when they come back in the evening or night, this is slow cooked over the day and it is ready for it. So having tasted this kind of a juicy food, they tried it in the home of Bawarchis and Nawabs, and then they refined it into art. So this gives milder spices, and because of the milder spices, the natural flavor of the aromatic rice and the mutton smell is beautifully enhanced. And it also uses a generous amount of ghee instead of oil. The second variation is the Kolkata Dhakiya Dum Biryani. This is how it looks like. The interesting variation is the kind of meat they are putting in. So it is brought by Waji Ali Singh, the Nawab of Awadh, who we talked in the earlier Awadhi Biryani. He, he was sent in exile to Calcutta in 1856. So being a king, he brought his own cook and they started doing Awadhi Biryani with available things. Since meat is very limited in ration in this one, they started using potato also as an alternative. So this form of variation caught up very quickly. So this is less spicy and more aromatic and some more chilies on this. Again, it is not so spicy like the Gujarati biryani. The interesting additions in terms of meat is the eggs, potatoes, and buffalo meat. This is beef, or they use fish biryani also. Again, in terms of oil, the distinctive aroma or smell is because of the mustard oil which is used. Some of the top shops in Kolkata are Aminia, Shiraz Golden, Nizams, and other things, where you can get some quality Dhakiya biryani. Now, coming to the king of North Indian biryani, the Hyderabadi biryani, the famed Nawab ka Dum biryani. This is a Pakki biryani, sorry, Kaccha biryani, which uses basmati rice and it uses a lot of rich flavoring. So it is a layered biryani. So this was refined by Deccan Nizam's kitchen during 18th century, where the focus slowly shifted from Mughalai rule at Delhi into the regional rules. So this is a fusion of the Mughalai style and along with the Deccani hot spices. Here they employ both the KACCHI biryani as well as PAKKI process. In PAKKI process, where both meat and other things are cooked together earlier and then mixed. In the kachi, the meat and masala is at the lower level, and after that, some rice is colored rice is added, and some white rice is added. So what happens is when you put it on dum over a period, much of the oil from here flavor is absorbed into the masala rice in the middle region, which turns red. Here on the top, because of the saffron water and other things, it turns yellow. So you got a colorful red, orange, and yellow and white. We have a colorful mix of biryani. So the popular brands are Paradise, Bawarchi, and Showhouse. So far, we have seen around 12 to 15 varieties of biryanis, which uses rice. But if you don't have rice, or if you don't want to cook rice, then you can still create biryani and cook with whatever you have. So what you have? So the process is very simple. So you create the flavoring, aromatics, nuts, and everything, and have the masala ready first with the oil. In that, add protein, either potatoes or vegetables or meat or this one. And once the protein is sipped into the flavoring, and you get a thick gravy. It should not be watered down. It should be a very thick gravy. Once you have the gravy ready, you decide what you have. What kind of carbohydrates you have. It can be a semolina or semia. You have it a cooked semia with you, you can use it. And you have idiyappam. You bought for 4%, 1%, 2% idiyappam is still there. You can do it. Rice noodles, cooked rice noodles, you can use it. Idli, you have lot of leftover idlis. You mince it into a shredded thing, and then you can create idli biryani. With rava, you can use the same rava upma process. Instead of while you are preparing the upma, you create the base like this and add water and put rava, and then you have the rava biryani ready. Am I joking, or am I just kiddling you, or no? No, this is serious, and this has been done. I have cooked all these dishes, and they are also commercially available. You can see some examples. So this is the biryani re-engineering to make the leftovers to get over so that nothing is remaining empty. It's a very good engineering process for the kids to have a morning breakfast or an afternoon simple lunch with a difference. So one variety is the Samarina biryani or a Tari biryani, which is popular in the Talaseri area, where they use rava suji to make a spicy biryani. The second option is Semia biryani. You have some semia already cooked and other things. You can use the semia, put some masala, put it in dum or in microwave. You get beautiful biryani like this. Again, you have leftover idlis. You cut it into small pieces, prepare the biryani masala and mix it up, and you have a nice snack and the lunch ready. Fourth variation, idiyappam. I regularly do it. I buy idiyappam from the commercial vendor who comes to my apartment, and then prepare biryani masala, mix it, keep it in microwave for 2 minutes, and you get beautiful flaky biryani like this. So you can enjoy biryani without rice. Now, when we talk about biryani, it is like a bachelor, but it is a fun when it is married with the side dishes. What are the side dishes we have? In Hyderabad, we have the Mirchika Salam. Here, they use the Simla Mirchi, which we use it for creating bhajis. So with this sesame seed, yellow, groundnut, coconut, and tamarind paste is ground and cooked. and you get a tangy masala which goes fantastic with the biryani. The second option is the favored Hyderabad dalcha. This is the bones are taken out from the cooked yakni, and then they cook it again so that all the inside things come out, the flavor is come out, and this is cooked along with a sambar kind of an um, uh, dish using chana dal, not tur dal, and along with baingan or bottle gourd as a vegetable. It is a mild, no spice, mild, and it goes well with the spicy biryani. And particularly the Talapakatti biryani, they give this dalcha, and it is fantastic combination. The third one, the standard fare, is the Bari Baingan, where this is the eggplant masala. Fried eggplant with the tangy, spicy Andhra curry with the nuts and some of the coconut and other things. So it is a very interesting standard combination. It is uniformly given in many of the places. Again, the popular one is which is there from Indus Valley time. It is mentioned in Rigvedas. Fresh onion cut, marinated with curd and green chilies. And this is Pyaz ka raita. So when you talk about biryani, by default, Pyaz ka raita or your onion raita comes to you without asking. So eating biryani alone is like a bachelor life. But when you add this above side dishes, it is like a family life. You tend to eat more without resistance, where you can take around 300 grams of biryani. You can, with the side dishes, you can easily go to 500, 600, and then you can enjoy the completing foods. So far, we have talked about biryani, but what is it going to impact your belly? Even talking on biryani itself, you put on weight. So this is one of the nutrition aspects of various types of biryani, published by the number one biryani seller, Talapakatti. So when you analyze this in terms of energy content, interestingly, for the same amount of volume, the paneer biryani gives the maximum energy kilocalorie per 100 grams. That is a revelation. Second one, when it comes to carbohydrate, the kuska gives the maximum hit because the mutton and other things, protein is not there. Kuska is only rice, no mutton and other things. So naturally, this gives the maximum carbohydrate hit. When you talk about fat, again there is a surprise. It is not a mutton biryani, it is not a chicken biryani, or it is a oil-fried chicken biryani. The fat content seems to be very high in paneer biryani. Protein best is the special mutton biryani where there is no bone. So full and full protein. So that is natural, no surprise. And there are no sugars in it, except some amount of traces in the caramelized onions. So surprisingly, the takeaway is don't eat Talapakatti paneer biryani. It is not good for you. Either take, if you want energy, take kuska, or if you want more muscle, have for special mutton biryani. Now, having seen various biryanis, now you are in a fairly comfortable position to define the component architecture of biryanis. So, by adding what kind of an items, how much you can do flavor, and which biryani types have this kind of an. So, when you talk about biryani, you have four components: chilies, rice, flavoring, and protein. So, this is the four major contributions. In terms of rice, we have seen you can use basmati, long grain, which is used in Mughalai, Lucknowi, Hyderabadi, and Mumbai. Easy to cook. It doesn't get overcooked and deformed, but you need to be very careful when you are doing it. Otherwise, the long grain should be broken. The next alternative is Zira Samba, which is used in Nambu, Dindigul, Talaseri, mostly South Indian uh, regions, which is more aromatic and easy to kindle, but you need to be very careful. If you slightly overcook, it comes into a alwa kind of stuff. In tribal regions, they use local rice and millets, particularly in Kampuri, Andhra, Orissa, and other things. And like I said earlier, instead of rice, you can use semolina, rava, spring crops, or noodles, or idli to have your own biryani. Then chilies. This is the critical one. So the right kind of chilies changes the flavor of the biryani totally. When you use red chilies, it gives a different flavor where the hotness is felt immediately. So you don't over consume on a hot biryani. This is typical of Tamil Muslim biryani, Memoni biryani, which is Gujarati, Kampuri in Northeast, Kolkata, and Mughalai, which they use more of red chilies. The danger with green chilies is it doesn't sense at the immediately when you consume. Only after you consume, after some time it goes through the throat, it starts hitting you. The danger is in Donna biryani, Hyderabadi biryani, Talaseri, which use more of green chilies. The black pepper is mild. You will enjoy it, but the next day or morning, you will suffer very much. Talaseri, Kili biryani, and all this use some amount of black pepper. It is easy, so you keep on putting black pepper and you suffer on the next day morning. Again, the twins, ginger and garlic. By changing the balance of ginger and garlic, you get different flavor. For example, Salem Arar is ginger high, and then Star Biryani is garlic high. So they give two totally different flavors. Now coming to flavors, this is the agents we use it for softening the meat and also for getting some more flavor into this. So fried onion is normally used in dum biryanis on top spread, and curd and tomato is used in mainly in the South Indian biryanis. Lime is heavily used in North Indian for softening the meat. Now, the final fourth component is the protein, what you put in, which is what defines a biryani. It can be vegetables. Potato is a major one. Mushroom is a popular rich biryani. Gobi is a possible option. When it comes to meat, anything is possible, but the most popular one is chicken. Next comes mutton. Beef, particularly in North India, the beef is of buffalo variety, so not the cow beef. And pork, Northeast and other areas. Fish is predominant in Calcutta and in Bombay. In addition to this, you can also have processed items like boiled eggs, soya chunks, and bonda, which are used as a protein supplement in this category. So now you know what you can put by putting different kind of thing. You can create your own style of Babu Biryani or Kadar Bhai Biryani or Munisami Biryani. So this is in your hands. Now you have the component architecture very clear. So again, what started as a celebration food, now it is across religions. Predominantly, it came from Persia and other things as part of the Muslim culture, where it was cooked during celebrations in terms of Ramzan, Bakri, Muharram, mostly vegetarian, and in many of the marriages. So, whenever you have some Muslim friends, we eagerly look forward to this festivals more than him because we want the biryani. Christians, they celebrate it for Christmas or Easter or for marriages and other. But interestingly, Hindus earlier started in marriage receptions, not in the main marriage function, only in receptions. They started serving biryanis and in all the parties. Now, of late, the trend is that normally in Diwali in South, we cook non-veg gravy, rice or idli or something. Now the model has changed. Everybody started either cooking biryani or order biryani outside. So this has become, for all the three major religions, this has become a standard celebration food common to all the religions. Earlier I was talking about the popular biryanis that are cooked and then distributed to friends during the Muslim festivals. So people eagerly look forward to this. And then there are lot of memes around getting biryani on a Muslim festival. So one thing goes like this. என்னென்று கொண்டார்க்கும் உயுண்டா உயிரில்லை பிரியாணி தர மறுத்த பாய். So if your boy doesn't give you the biryani on a function, that sin is the most critical sin. எப்பிரியாணி யார் யார் வாய் கேட்பினும் அப்பிரியாணி பாய் வீட்டில் சுவைப்பதர். Even if you have got options for 4 invites, better go to the Bhai house for the fantastic biryani. முகநகர் நட்பது நட்பன்று ரம்ஜானுக்கு பிரியாணி தரும் அகமது நட்பே நட்பு. Even if you have so many friends who are smiling, ultimately you focus on your friendship with Ahmed because he is the guy who is going to give you biryani. So again, one more. பாயினால் செய்த பிரியாணி செய்தறினும் ருசினில் மாளப்பெரிது. These are all modern திருக்குறள்ஸ் created by people who love biryani. So even if it is small quantities, the Bhai Biryani is great in taste. Final one, பிரியாணியுள் பிரியாணி வான்கோழி பிரியாணி அதுவே பிரியாணியில் எல்லாம் தலை. Ultimately, whatever meat you cook, the வான்கோழி biryani given by Muslims is the ultimate one. பிரியாணி செய்தாரை ஒருத்தல் அவர்னான biryani தின்றுவிடும். So if a friend doesn't give you biryani, you go to a biryani hotel, have a nice food and send a photo of thanks to him. So this is something which people have written creatively on Tirukkural, variation of Tirukkural, saying that. So by seeing this, even Thiruvalur would be very much interested to eat vegetable biryani. This has gone to such an extent that during every Muslim festival, there are biryani meals, and particularly on Bagrid, where the Muslims donate either meat or cooked biryani to friends, relatives, and everybody. So one guy is asking, Pura Kandingla Bhai. He is asking, have you seen the crescent moon? And that guy is responding back, say that I have seen the crescent, but I saw you only last year, and after that 1 year, you are coming again only for the biryani. And then this one talks about, I thought you didn't have girlfriends, I know. Now I know that you even don't have any boyfriends who will give you biryani. This guy is asking biryani, in the boy, have you created biryani? The boy is commenting saying that for Diwali, you didn't even give me 2 murukus. Now you are asking for biryani. Get out. So this guy is sad, saying that all over Tamilnadu, Ramzan is getting celebrated. But when he calls his friend for biryani, Ramzan greetings, expecting biryani, he said we celebrated it yesterday itself. So he is saying biryani poche. And biryani, Whether when you go to a hotel, you eat a half plate biryani, but when there is a feast in a friend's house or on a festival, you freak out like anything, and there are competitions happening. It is one of the popular guy who easily eats 2.5 kilos of biryani into one shot. His name is Sapat Rama. Right. Now, having come from so much of this one, biryani has become a very good comfort food. So, from the occasions, time doesn't matter. What was the earlier the food only for the royal as a royal cuisine? Then it went into the festival time food, and then it became a military food where it is a very good quick cooking kind of a model for soldiers. Then military rations and a party celebration. Now it is becoming any time comfort. Why is it so? Because anytime they are eating biryani. So now there are a lot of shops which offer midnight biryani. This is near my place in the Redhill Road. They they started a new one, midnight biryani. It is available till 2 o'clock in the early morning. It's on Redhill Road and he is doing roaring business. All the guys coming late from movie and other things, they have a fantastic time there. It doesn't stop at this point. Early morning biryani. 4 o'clock in Bangalore, Ascote 4 biryani, and it is doing roaring business in the Bangalore Vijayawada belt. Then going to the next level, for a food street, 24-hour biryani. So anytime you go, you get biryani. So there is a demand for biryani. How it happens? Because it is popular. It is interesting. Now let us take a step back and say that is biryani popular only in India? It came from Persia. Does it stop in India? No, it has spread all over the world. And then we have many dishes like this. I'm just sharing a few. Sri Lanka, lamb rice, which is rice cooked with meatballs, pre-cooked in banana leaf, like our chili biryani. Indonesia, nasi Qubooli, like Kabuli style, they cook it in goat meat broth and with goat milk or coconut milk. And other variation is in Thailand, cow mak gai, which is literally meaning chicken buried in rice. So they use jasmine rice and it is cooked in coconut milk and turmeric. That's why it is so yellow. And it will be so rich, you can't eat much. Again, going to the African continent, in Egypt, we have got koshari biryani. It is a fusion dish with their national dish, which is koshari. In addition to rice, they use macaroni, tomato sauce, lentil, and chickpeas, and it will be a nice different flavor. Now coming to Europe, Italy. Risotto is a popular way of cooking there, where the base they keep on adding stock slowly over a period so that it becomes like a gruel. They have done the same model in biryani also by adding arborio rice, which is strong in starch, and by adding continuously broth and cooking with shallot, garlic, and white wine. So they put some shrimps and other things on top. The ultimate is the American biryani. In the south side, Cajun. Cajun is a spicy one, like how we are doing in Tamilnadu and other thing. This is spicy food in America. Cajun jambalaya rice. So they use Mexican rice cooked with celery, green pepper, and browned meat. So the browning of the meat and onion gives this kind of a beautiful color to it. And this is sausages cut and split. So biryani kind of preparations are there all over the world. Okay. So you have seen so much of business. Let us talk about the economics of biryani. This is one of the largest F&B market in the country, where 38,000 crores or $56 billion worth of business. Okay. When we talk about Swiggy or Zomato orders, this is 83 million biryanis they sold in 2024, which comes to 158 biryanis in a minute, which means every second 3 biryanis are getting sold. That is a popular. Again, they prefer chicken, then mutton, egg, vegetarian, beef, prawn, and fish is the last. When you analyze by region, for the bulk, these three areas take the cake. Hyderabad is biggest, 12%, Bangalore 9%, and Chennai 5%. The rest, all cities put together, 74%. When you analyze the millions orders in Swiggy, bulk of the orders of biryani is for dinner, 21%. And during Iftar Ramzan time, bulk night orders are 6%. Most of them, it is the first order. Around midnight, 2 million orders are happening even at midnight. So, no wonder midnight biryani shops, 4 a.m. biryani shops are doing boring business. When you compare the major players in the biryani market, the top one is Talapakattu, who is a full service guy, 90 India branches, 15 abroad, 408 crores, global coverage. You go to US, you go to UK, anywhere you have got a branch. The next one is a biryani by kilo, Bombay based one. You got 277 crores, funded by IIT alumnus. Paradise Biryani is number 3, Hyderabad based full service one, and then they got 50 restaurants. Behrouz Biryani has got 300 outlets, but their turnover is less. And there is a Charcoal Eats Bombay based biryani, 150 crores, by Biryani Blues. Like that, they're coming up. So biryani is big business. Why there is so much of demand for biryani? Because of the millennials. So because of the millennials' desire for biryani, they eat biryani every day. Morning, evening, afternoon, everything. So this has created a new model, enabler for online delivery. Most of the online deliveries are biryani. KSR, quick service restaurant, cloud kitchen, all these concepts are coming because of biryani. So when you see from consumer point of view, this is the ideal package food, very easy. And by the time it delivered, like your rava dosa or masala dosa or puri, it doesn't get soiled. It's a complete meal. And then leftovers, easy to reheat. In fact, the next day biryani is far more tasty. And you can order one box, have, like me, have half in the night and keep the next half for tomorrow afternoon. And unlike pizza and the burger, it is not foreign flavor. This is our own flavor which we are comfortable with. And it is healthier alternative than pizza and burger also. So this is from the millennial point of view. See, from the online seller or restaurant point of view, you guys need to maintain a very minimal biryani. No meals, nothing, no rice, no kutu or something. If you have 2 biryani versions, there is more than enough. And the interesting thing is, many of the components like masala, rice, meat, and everything can be readily prepared. And then whatever is needed, cooked on demand to deliver. Packaging also easy. And this enables quick service restaurant. Many of the biryani shops doesn't have a hot kitchen. They have one hot biryani dexa and one more thing for frying the chicken 65. Apart from that, everything else is cooked at a remote place and brought in. So it gives control, profitability, and easy space management. So this is why biryani is getting like hotcakes. So the demand is so beautiful that now we are come to full circle. Where we started? We started in cooker biryani. Now, which was at a home. Now, the same cooker biryani is now on a commercial thing, pan India. Let us see how. In many of the restaurants, they have started giving customized cooker biryani. So how it works is all the ingredients are kept ready, and then as and when the customer requests, the required stuff is put here, and then in a small cooker cooked and delivered the table hot with the whistle. So it gives very hot, freshly cooked biryani. It is not stale, and for the company also, he saves the ingredients in a safer way. You don't have cooked biryani which need to be thrown off or need to be donated. So it is a win-win situation for everybody. So only in restaurant do we get cooker biryani. What about the bachelors? So that the ultimate step is the ready to cook biryani, which is the model adopted. Now all the famous biryani rice brands are coming up with ready to cook meal brands. So that is the next extension. Why? When you have a ready-made cook kit, it saves a lot of time and it is hassle-free. We do not break about ratios, whether your ginger is more or spice is more, and cost-effective. We need not maintain a spread of all the spices in your kitchen. Everything is packed and given to you. The flavor is also the same thing as you go into the hotel, and it is convenient. So you don't have a very complex kitchen and then do the cleaning. So what it contains is three things: the ready-made masala, vacuum packed masala, and the rice, and the additional stuff. If you want, you can add some more boiled vegetables or boiled meat to it and cook it. So it is available for all varieties of biryani. Lucknowi biryani, Hyderabad biryani, and then Awadhi biryani, and then vegetable biryani. See this, what is available in the kit. Jeera rice, biryani gravy, and then masala. Ganna biryani, Dindigul biryani is ready to cook. It contains jeera samba rice, biryani paste, and 5 grams spices powder. And long grain paradise biryani. Paradise biryani also comes with the items. So, to conclude, India has one nation, but has got many biryanis. That is the unity in diversity. To see the biryani map, you have any number of biryanis. It came from here or came from here. So I have got varieties. Everything is different. The rice is different, meat is different, flavor is different, and color is different, and spiciness is different. And ultimate variety. So it is not a staple food, but a rich expression of varied culinary culture. And each biryani reflects the country's tradition and the regional inputs that are put here. This rice, this fish, and potato, and the um, mushrooms. Everywhere we put different stuff. And the process also differs. I identified about 4 processes. Each one has got multiple sub processes, and a specific way, specific rice is different. So from the rigid Mughalai kind of step-by-step process, this is how it will be done. It has to be done this much. It has varied based on technology into different areas, different structures, and then different processes. Microwave biryani, cooker biryani, ready-made biryani, lot of adaptations. So on this Diwali day, let us enjoy the major varieties of biryani and then understand their variations. Now you know how to interpret a biryani and explore more. What I have told is only a small subset. We have got any number of different biryanis. Now that you know the biryani functional architecture. You can also create your own flavor of biryani. That is the incredible Indian cuisine. So enjoy biryani. Have a great time this Diwali time. Thank you. Thank you for a little longer presentation. I wanted to cover around 6 biryanis, but as I was exploring, I kept on adding more because last time the same thing happened in Alvas also. The subject gave me Alva. Even after completing 41 types of Alvas, people were talking about more and more. So this time I stopped at around 20, and still the challenge is the process and a lot of variations are there. So unless you explain, it is very difficult to learn. So great. Thanks for listening, and I hope you had a great biryani time. Please do leave comments in the YouTube on which biryani you like, why. Questions, next sessions. And also, if some varieties of interesting biryanis are left out, you can have a brief or link about the biryani in the comments. So I look forward to your positive feedback and interesting comments to enhance the subject more, so that in the next version, I can add something more or I can put it into 2 or 3 different subjects. Thank you. Have a great time.